message Speaker Femi sent to Igbos and others living in Lagos State. Since the Lekki Tollgate massacre that happened a few weeks ago, lots of attacks by thugs and hoodlums were recorded in the city of Lagos. These attacks almost led to what we tagged as a tribal war. Private businesses, Oba of Lagos Place, Tinubu's and many others were greatly affected by activities of those hoodlums. After the House of Reps leader Mr. Gbaja was told that the cost of getting Lagos back to normality would be around 1 trillion naira, speaking with other members of the committee that visited Lagos, he told every Nigerian living in Lagos to be united as one, whether you are from the north, east or southern part of the country. Mr. Femi GBAJABIAMILA said that everyone who was involved in the unfortunate happening at Lekki Tollgate will be seen too. That a panel that had been set by the president to conduct and bring valid proof of what happened. According to him, nobody knows what happened, but anyone who thinks he knew what transpired, that they should come and boldly speak with valid proof, and if it is what it is, then the law will take its full course. And that's the message he basically sends to Nigerians. In his words, he says, let's focus as one people, whether you're from Igbo, whether you're from the north, whether you're from the south, we stand with you. Whatever the house can do to help in rebuilding not just Lagos State, but other states that have been affected, the house will join hands. Now, this, I believe, is highly gaslighting. So you're basically trying to say that nobody died in the event, because it's an implied meaning, it's an implied, statement. He's basically saying that no one died, the protests were for nothing, the army people, the videos online and obviously on DJ Switch's live where we saw somebody die right on her live is absolutely false. And obviously they got replies from people on Twitter, and I said, as Nigerians on Twitter do not play, the first person said maybe the hashtag #EndSARS protest is nothing to be worried about for them, or maybe they knew many protesters will back out when they shoot 2 or 3 protesters. Will your parents/elders encourage you to protest again? This is not leaders but monsters. Another person comments saying, let's hear what are the government's plans for jobs to be created in this country, because a lot of people who lost their lives during these protest periods were graduates without jobs. There are a lot of ways to create jobs and leave the old-fashioned way, please. And the person continues saying, I have come to understand that these people believe in the good old, but forget that you cannot deceive a child anymore. Then once is like these people have not understood that this fight is no longer the living that will fight to the end, but the dead ones are warming up to join soon. I personally believe these comments are very gaslighting. He's basically trying to say that you have to prove that people died. You have to prove that the army went. All the people. So there were no injuries, but then there are pictures of Sanwo-Olu going to the hospitals to visit the injured. That absolutely does not make sense. You see, all of them need to go. They need to all be taken out of power, because it's highly insulting to Nigerians, especially the people that were there. And of course, there are hot comments to this. And the first person is trying to say, either we believe this or not, this is the beginning of the worst to come from this government, and you people are part of Nigeria's economic problem as you continue to live above and in excess of what Nigeria economy can sustain. Very, very true. I feel so worried and disturbed when such statements as anyone who knew what happened should come forward. Look at how valueless these criminals take the lives of our gallant youth that died. We know your semantics and delay tactics and can't fall for it. Exactly. They've been gaslighting the youth, and the youth has probably been a demographic of Nigeria that has been really, really attacked, because you're not old enough to have opinions, but then you're too young to know anything, and so obviously you're in that middle place where you're really being attacked. And of course, I believe is very, very toxic, and of course on Twitter he's going to get the fire. But again, for you to say if anyone knew what happened, when you actually planned, the government plan, there was no light. They took the light off. The security cameras were taken off. The cell towers were off as well. So they could not even, a lot of people could not actually go online. It was only one person that could actually go online at that time, which I think was DJ Switch, and we actually saw somebody die on her live. The place was absolutely dark, and then you had the military people shooting at the protesters. And you want to say, oh, is there any proof? Well, you need to bring proof that you people and the government actually planned for that crocodile smile to happen. Or do you want us to bring the receipt of how the government sent out letters to the media houses on how they should report this situation? Basically, changing the narrative to be on the side of the government, using words like hoodlums and miscreants for people protesting, when they also rented thugs to go hijack the protest so they could frame the protesters. They understand that social media is the biggest power that we have, and they're trying to. It's absolutely insulting and condescending. How dare you say that, oh, for the people that died, they didn't die, so we have to prove to you that people died. There are pictures of the bullets that were used. There are videos of the people in army uniform. The evidence is there online, and you have the audacity to say, oh, if you have valid proof of what happened, please come forward. We're not going to leave you out of it. And for you to say that you need 1 trillion naira, actually, no, they need 10 trillion naira because it's actually not enough for what they want to build. It's not like the whole of Nigeria had a stable economy that just crashed. The economy was not good, and Nigerians were working very, very hard to live comfortable lives, and you're punishing them for that because of your selfishness. Absolutely, I don't even know the word for it. Someone says disintegration is 100% the solution. And what made it even worse is that they gaslighted and literally framed the Igbos that they're the ones who, that they're the orchestrators of this protest. That is the Igbo people that are basically destroying properties. And I think the Igbo people are just really targeted by this country. And if you really think that the Igbo people are really the ones that are behind all this and destroying properties, then you should be embarrassed, because basically, when it comes to financial, anything economical and wealth, they're the tops of it. So it's like this government just shows us every single day that they're not competent. They went to university doesn't mean that they're competent. The amount of years of experience doesn't mean that they're competent. What values or what standards do we even have for somebody to be in power? Because at this point, we've gone past the place of having a degree and having an education, because they clearly can't think for themselves. They really can't think. This is highly embarrassing, and to be honest, what can you say? Another person says, constituting a panel of inquiry to who and for what? Okay, to inquire about the wicked and evil attitudes of you guys. Another good reason to steal more money. God is watching. Absolutely. And Nigeria is in already so much debt, and they want to spend. Do you know what? The logic is actually not even there anymore. They've been bought. It's obvious. And let's see how it happens. But then the fact is that all these people in government, they're going to come down. 2023, we're taking over, and that is on period. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to keep protesting online if you can. And have a nice day.